Greetings, boys and ghouls. This is Dr. Von Mad, late at night here. And I am going to get back to our busted Nick Nitro here before long. But I thought I'd show you this new piece of equipment we got for the workshop. This is a Daler Rowney table easel. Now, you've got a thing up here you can adjust for different size canvases. What I'm anxious to see is if it's going to hold up putting panels in there. So let's see what we got. I've got a panel right here. Let's see if it works. Actually, that holds it in well. Now if I really want to get cheeky, got a small panel, something I was just experimenting with. Actually, that holds it in well too, but really at that point it's just kind of ridiculous. My standard panels are these right here. Excuse me. And let's see how these fit in. Well now, that works nicely. And that was about 10, 11 bucks US Walmart. So the only thing I had to do when I got it out is this wing nut and this washer was off, and this pin right here and this bolt is just still a little loose, and that worries me a bit, but I can't get it any tighter, so it is what it is. The rest of it was assembled. It's goodbye for what it is. Alright guys, I'm going to do some painting now. If you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to get notified, and I will see you guys on the flip side. Lord willing, Sunday we should have a video with Mike at Artistic Impressions. Alright. Or Artistic Expressions. Alright, we'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye. Greetings, boys and ghouls. Dr. Von Mad here, and we're going to actually try to break in this easel now. So I'm going to try something a little different. It may fail, it may fall on its face, but we're going to try it anyway. Like I said, I'm no Mike Woods, but we'll do what we got to do here. I am looking forward to getting back with him and doing another video, though. He is a lot of fun. Here's how we're going to do this. We're going to start from the bottom up. So what I'm going to do, actually we're going to start from back like this, I think. Get just a little bit more. Alright, get a little bit more paint. Actually need a fair amount up here for what I'm doing. Now, we're going to go with that through the middle. Go ahead and get my paint rag, and you know my drill when I do these things. Not exactly sure what I'm going to put in the foreground just yet. Well, got some paint over where I didn't want it, but we'll do with what we got to do with here. So I'm going to be going back over it here in a minute. Let's see. It's good and good. Now let's see if this thing holds up. May have to. I got an idea. Let's adjust this just a hair. There we go. So I don't really need it loose, but up. Okay. Let's go in next with a little dolphin gray. And we're going to put that midway above, just above the little slope there. Same brush, big fat brush. And wipe it off here. I'm going to come in with this now. Always try to go with the grain, but I'm getting used to painting with an easel, so it is what it is. Let's bring my cloth up here. I'll have to cut me a smaller piece of this thing. Do another coat of brown over that. It's kind of hazed it up just a hair. Now, I'm going to go with, we'll put white up across the top, but I may have to pull it out of the easel for that one. We're going to go next with some khaki. I'm going to put that at the very bottom. Not real sure what I'm going to put in the foreground just yet. And I may go back over and put a little bit more of a darker color in the back, but I think I'm going to go with this for right now. Then we'll go in with some white across the very, very tippy top of it. What I think I'm going to do is end up doing the painting part of this thing off the back part of it off the easel. I don't know. Maybe. Let's go ahead and I'm going to put another little bit of a slope on the other side, and then we'll kind of maybe haze over it a little bit. So I don't have any colors between khaki and brown in here. Then we'll go across it. I'll have to pull it off the easel, and we'll go in with a little bit of white. A bit of that now. Bring this up. Don't want to get it up too high, but maybe just a little bit right in here. Kind of a hint of another one back there. Get it cleaned up. I might put a little bit more because I don't want it getting too hazy. There we go. Now, let's pull this thing off the easel and do the swipe on it. So I'm going to have to do the backdrop off the easel, I can tell now. So what we're going to do is I'll bring this down here. Bend this down and get the rag here if I can get a place on it that's not wet or covered in old paint. Which really does not work well for us. It's not bad. We'll figure out what I'm going to do with it next. It's kind of a tortured looking landscape. That's what that is. Now, we're going to make it daytime, so we're going to grab a little bit of this. If you wanted to make it nighttime, you'd go with a little more dark gray up at the top. So we're going to grab a little bit of this white. Come in here. because then we'll come over here and we'll wash this down. Actually, it's not too bad, not too bad. But I've kind of got an idea of what we're going to be doing, so go ahead and put this back on its easel, and I'm going to go get the other colors that we're going to need for the next part. And maybe get a little bit of this extra white paint that we had on the edge. Alright, we'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, we'll get my, got some paints laid over here. I'll show you what we got. I got 3 shades of green, marsh green, Christmas green, and kiwi. 3 shades of yellow, pale daffodil, yellow flame, and golden sunset, hot rod red, honeysuckle pink, spiced berry. So the next thing we got to do is figure out exactly which way the light is coming from here. So turn this so I can function with it. Pinpoint brush, pinpoint brush, pinpoint brush. Where's my pinpoint brush? I hope I didn't leave it in here. I did. Alright, at least it's good and wet, so it means it's not going to be stiff, so I can get maybe save a little time getting it going. Alright, we got to figure out exactly where we're going to put the shadows. We're going to go back in and do a little bit of work around this outside. I really need to go get one more color. I'll be right back. It won't take me but half a nanosecond. Burn umber. Burnt umber and black. Alright, now, what we're going to do is then we'll come in over here, get a little bit of this burnt umber. We're going to come in here and just kind of add a little bit of solid to this mountainside. See, right there we kind of got a ragged looking peak. I probably should have done that with a lighter color since we're going to have the light coming down. We can fix that in a few minutes. Alright. And we got a little hint of stuff in the background, but I think that's just hazy enough to be good. Let me move this camera so you can see. Because we're going to may come in and just kind of see about edging out some of that even. See what we can do. So I kind of like my backdrops to be a little bit ill-defined. So what we're going to do is just come down here and just kind of ease that off here. There we go. And that still looks good. Now, still dealing with a bit of sinus attack here, but we'll be alright. Now, I did pull up a picture of what I'm wanting to do. So we're going to start with the darker colors, and that's going to be down here in this corner. What I'm using first is Christmas green and the pen brush. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. I'll start way down yonder. And that's going to be the shade for this. I may have to get a little bit more. I may have to shake up my paint just a hair. Like I said, these acrylics, they have a tendency to kind of separate over time. Now, this one here shouldn't. It's a fairly new paint. But, you know, it is what it is. Pigments and all that. You're dealing with chemistry. And yeah, I'm going to have an opportunity to fix the lighting on that other cat, on the other slope over there. We'll get to that shortly. Matter of fact, I think I'll go ahead and get that while I'm thinking about it. Go ahead and grab a little bit of khaki. Let's see what I got in mind. Over here. And just kind of there we go. Maybe just a little up here on top. Now, go ahead and grab my paint rag and do what I gotta do in the backdrop here. Just a hair's breadth. Don't want a whole lot, but we do need some. There we go. And that does nicely. Let's see how that looks so far. Not too bad. It don't look like much yet. So go ahead and grab our marsh green. That's going to be our central color for all these. It's kind of a marsh green. The reason is I plan on using the Christmas green for shading and the kiwi green for highlighting. We're going to put some, there's going to be a cut, this one here is going to be very close to the viewer, so that's why it's going to be much larger, at least in the eye. Now, got some kiwi. To get a little bit more kiwi on the brush. And I gotta tighten this dude up. There we go. Now, I'll have to get used to painting with an easel. So I have a feeling once I get used to it, I probably wouldn't trade it for the world. Alright, on this side we're going to be going with our leaves being highlighted, and I'm going to get a little bit more of that. There we go. Now, like I said, I actually did find some pictures like that, but an idea. While I'm in the neighborhood, I'll just go ahead and paint all the one side of them. Let's see how that turns out for us. So I'm painting for the first time with an easel, and I'm trying a whole new set of techniques. A lot of firsts here. Now, let's go ahead and I'm going to try something with these two, kind of an experimental phase here. The marsh green now. Which is going to be the stem. Now we've already painted one, so we're not going to be go. And I will try the Christmas green for the leaves on that side, kind of going along with the whole shading. Let's see how that turns out for us. Oh, don't move, don't move. Alright, that's going to be the hardest part of this thing. It's getting it to stay in place while I'm painting. Not too bad. Now we're going to bring a splash of color into this thing and kind of bring it all together. Oh, I forgot I got to put the other leaves in. Silly me. We'll put one big one. This is going to be hopefully kind of like right up in the view of the person seeing it. Hopefully. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but we'll try it and see. Right now it looks like kind of like a couple of green centipedes crawling up the side of it. Alright. Now in the foreground we're going to make these a little bit lighter, so I'm going to go with a little honeysuckle pink up in the front. Then we'll use the hot rod red closer to the back of this thing. So move these out of the way so I can get my hand in here. So I'm hoping to get like some stuff going down the slope here. Don't know how that's going to turn out, but we'll try it and see. I may end up layering some of these plants in on top of each other and underneath and everything. We'll see what happens. Going with a little hot rod red on the plants in the back. Like I said, I'm trying to get it, the further back you go, the darker it gets. So see, I'll leave those in the back, and then I'll kind of maybe bring up the ones in the front. And just keep painting over it as we go back. Which means I can get really wild back there. So, let's do that. We'll start from here. Start painting everything on that right now in dark. Kind of got an idea, a feel for what I'm doing now. Get some more of this paint. At least I got a vision for what I'm gonna do. I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but we're gonna try it and see. You gotta remember, when you're dealing with art in any form, I'm also gonna kind of ease these on down. So I'm gonna put another layer of flowers, a little bit shorter and towards the front, but I'm going to let these dry. And yes, there's a reason it seems like I'm wasting a lot of paint. There's going to be a good reason for it. So I've kind of got an idea of how we're going to do this. Now, what these are supposed to be is there's some wildflowers that I saw in this photograph, like a hillside. That's what we're aiming for anyway. And there'll be some different types of flowers up close. See here. I may have to do this over phases. Because what I've got in mind is going to be... Alright, we're back and I've only got 16 seconds left. This thing's about out of bit footage. So I guess we're going to have to upload this one and come back and get more of it. Alright guys, we're back. I'm hoping that this first part of the film took on the other disc. I left my pen brush in there again. I hate when I do that. But alas, I'm only human. Now the front of these plants have dried, so we can now start working on the next layer. Because what I'm going to do is layer these plants in. Now, I'm going to put a few of these little, I guess, paintbrush plants here and stuff up here in the front. But we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go with a different shade. Now, I may go back in and paint some of those in the backdrop and repaint them dark green. So I'll put a little fire plant here, and I may end up shading some of these. You know yourself when you look at a picture like this, it ends up being a sea of green. Alright, I got a little bit of water coming off on my brush. We'll see how this one turns out. It may just be that I've taken this bridge too far. And it happens. And it happens. And I'll probably go back in and do a little bit of shading on some of these. A little bit more here. Not sure what they call these. For some reason my brain keeps wanting to say Indian paintbrush, but I'm pretty sure that's not the case. Alright, come on you. I'm probably going to go in maybe with a... Alright, now I'm going to rinse this off, and I'm going to use the Hot Rod Red for these ones in the middle. So I'm kind of wanting to angle it back a little bit too. So we'll see how this turns out. I don't think it's quite as pretty as the desert one, but it's not bad. It's not too bad. I should have gotten a slightly darker red than the Hot Rod Red, but hindsight be 20/20. I'm still getting water on my brush, and I'm not sure where it's coming from. Now, put some different plants in now. May go in and kind of on places like right in here where the marsh green sort of bleeds into the stem of the other plant, I'm going to come in and do this here. Hopefully get this right. So, trying not to go too crazy with the paint. I said, as an artist, you're always looking for that bridge too far. That thing that challenges you to such a degree that you just can't pull it off. And I don't know if I've hit that or not. I'll let you, the viewer, decide. Now, it's not looking too bad though. I do got to add another couple of plants in here that are not paintbrushes. So we'll go in with the marsh green again, and I'm going to put some broadleaf kind of short flowers because I actually saw some of those in my the picture that I found. Again, no botanist, but I may have to do a little bit of tinkering here. Alright, just gonna put a couple of these in. Again, may have to come in with some kiwi and kind of go over them a piece. Alright, now, so I want this to be kind of an infusion of wildflowers at the base of this here mountain. So what we're going to do now is, since we're starting these, and I'll probably go back and maybe do a few in the others, we're going to go in with, let's see which one's darker. Actually almost the same, but the yellow flame's just a little bit darker than the pale daffodil, and that's what we're going to go with. We'll go ahead and shake this up because yellow paint has a tendency to separate. Now, let's see. Then I have another one. No, I don't think that I did, but I'm going to hide one peeking out right in here. You won't be able to maybe see the stem, but I might come back in and paint the stem on it. Now, let's see. Back in, I'm going to come in with a little bit of kiwi to kind of lighten up these leaves, because I'm trying to do this kind of layer this in to kind of give it the appearance of depth. You know, like listening to most of Hollywood speak. The illusion of depth. But really flat as a pancake. And completely devoid of life. But at least, unlike Hollywood, I'd like to think my paintings are somewhat attractive. There we go. I may have to do this, like I said, in layers. I might have one more little plant, but it's going to be a little bit different than the rest. I'm going to use one more color. May just kind of, so I've only got like 2 different types of flowers down here. I may need to go get some blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint. This one's kind of come up like this. I'll paint a kiwi in on the other side. Now, I'll have to Still fighting with a head cold. Don't need that much paint. Alright. Bring that up. Now we're going to come up here and just kind of pencil in. I'm starting to get back in my groove. I hadn't painted in a while. There we go. Now, let's go ahead and break out the yellow flame again and paint that last flower into place. As much as you really want to be, if you're painting something like this, as much as you really want every flower to be seen, remember it don't play like that in nature. It does not always play like that in nature, and sometimes the bright red flower in the back gets photobombed. Now, I don't have it quite as green as it should be, but it is what it is. Maybe there's a spot right there that's just open that's just bugging me. Let's put something in there. Maybe put some grass or something growing. I'll come in with the kiwi because I want to start with the shadings. And maybe, just maybe, I'm just going to have some grass growing up, and I'll have to come in and shade it. And so I'm put kind of maybe a little more grass over here too. Just kind of wanting having. There we go. I may come in with a little green, dark green, and do this too. Kind of just conceal it just a hair. Let's go on with some Christmas green. That don't look too bad. That doesn't look bad at all, really. Alright, now let's come in with a little bit of Christmas green and do the same thing. I just want to have some contrast here. In that you will get the depth you're looking for. I want some grass hidden out here in this patch of wildflowers. And we're going to shade in the side of this. And some of these ones down below. Painting with an easel is not easy, because it's got this lip right here that's kind of blocking me, and I know that's designed because people use frames. Let me see what I can do here. Because I use the whole canvas because I do things, or the whole panel, because I do things a little bit different. Okay, I got an idea. Let's go ahead and do it this way. You know, but that didn't work. It jumped. It jumped off this lip. I don't need it jumping off this lip. No. I'm trying to get the hang of this. This is a cool easel, but it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. Ah, yeah, that's perfect. Alright, now, let's get back to business here. Let's get down to business. Just going to kind of shade it in. I just want the base of it down here to be all green. So when we're done, we're going to have several layers coming up here, as it's coming up from the base of this mountain. And we may have to let that cool a few minutes, or dry a few minutes. And I'm going to put the ones in front down lower a little bit, because now the ones up front, we're going to have them, the sun's kind of catching them pretty well. I'm going to bring back the color and darken it on the way back. I've got different techniques I'm wanting to try. So I'm going to have, and this is kind of an experiment to see what can be done here stylistically. And if it looks like a hodgepodge, well, nature very often does. I don't know, I don't like that color at close range. Let's go in with the green. Not the dark green. Let's go in with the medium. No. I need a different shade of green. I'm going to go get another shade. I'll be right back. Alright. Hate that every time, but it is what it is. Alright. I brought in some fresh foliage, which I'm going to see if this paint's going to work for us. So like I said, paint does have an expiration date, and the older it gets, the wonkier it gets sometimes. Alright, I think we can work with this stuff though. Still kind of blends in, so in areas where I've got a lot of dark green, I'll come in with the fresh foliage and do this. In nature, not everybody gets to be front and foremost in the picture. So, but we as humans attempt to try to put order to everything, not realizing that there's a higher power that has already done so. And that is a lesson that we all need to learn. Now, going with the honeysuckle pink because it's kind of closer. I know I went with honeysuckle pink on further back, but that was a taller plant. Or maybe it's up on the hillside or something. Either way. So we're going to go ahead and get some of this honeysuckle pink and come up here on our little plant and put us another happy little paintbrush. I know. Gimmick infringement. There we go. I kind of like that. It's a nice little infusion of color. Now, need to you gotta remember, wildflowers are sort of they're gonna be a hodgepodge of different colors and shades. So I'm gonna grab a little bit more. I'll come down and bring another one down here. So I'm going with different shades just to see what these each does and how they all look in the thing. Because if you've ever seen sunrises or areas with a lot of sunlight going on, or at least slightly mottled sunlight like you might see in a mountain, you're going to have, or a forest or something, your plants, your sunlight's going to be filtered through trees and things and be shades, and there's going to be shades of things going on that you don't see and all this. So I'm going to add one more little paintbrush. I'm going to, I need another color in here, because I mean we've got the yellows and we got some reds going on, some of the red group coming in here. I need maybe some blue or something. It might be good. Coming in and adding a little bit of blue, some little blue flowers. Alright guys, we're back and we're going to be putting in some I got some blue flowers and stuff to put in. So we're going to be, I've got some dark blue, navy blue right here, what they call real blue, and let's see if this paint's any good. As I go through a lot, and sometimes the paint gets old, kind of like me. But like me, God's gracious enough to keep me around, so I'll keep it around, and maybe we'll find a purpose in all this. So let's see, what can we put in? It's kind of a wild little flower growing out, and just kind of hide a few of them in the midst, even though they're going to be a little bit camouflaged. Just a few little blue flowers. I'm just going to make them look like little smudgies. As if you've ever seen certain types, they'll just kind of look like little folded bits of cloth. And that does bring a little bit of color. Now we're going to jump in with a few little more here. And I really, if I'd have had it to do over, I'd have done the bottom of the backdrop with this thing with some green of some sort. That would have made my job a little bit easier and given a more of an illusion. But hindsight's 20/20. Live and learn. Live and learn. So we're going to put a few more, and those are going to be camouflaged in too, but it is what it is. I just realized I have not put any black into this anywhere. These are low flowers, so they're not quite as sticking up as the others. Bring in some more of the summer sky, and the summer sky is the brightest of these three colors. I'll go ahead and rinse my brush off. We're almost done. Like I said, I'm just kind of experimenting to see what can be done here. And I might even throw a few little white flowers in, or do a little bit of tinkering with some white. I'm just kind of putting in a few little blue dots, and kind of just leaving it up to you as to, because they're just kind of ill-defined. I don't know, kind of like that. Got one slightly oversized paintbrush over here. Let's go and get some white. For one thing, I'm just going to use that for snow caps. I think that the flowers themselves don't look half bad, but I do need a little bit for snow caps. I'm going to go back for our bright flower, or our bright color, for our big brush here, rather. I'm tripping over my words here. And let's see. Get a little bit of this, and just kind of up here, and just kind of there we go. Just gonna put a little bit of a snow cap up here on these mountains, at least on part of it. And then I'll kind of brush it down. Go ahead and take it off the rack so that I can do this. So we are done, aside from giving a quick wipe to the snow caps. See, just basically just come up here and just kind of do this. So what do you think, guys? Did my reach exceed my grasp? I'll leave that for you guys to decide. So if you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to get notified. And I will see you guys one and all on the flip side. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye and God bless. Don't forget to follow us on Pinterest, Patreon, and Facebook. Bye-bye.